Hello, everyone. Today we will be discussing thalassemia, a group of inherited blood disorders that affect the production of hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is made up of 4 protein chains, which include 2 alpha chains and 2 non-alpha chains. The non-alpha chains can be either beta, gamma, or delta chains, depending on the type of hemoglobin. The gene for the alpha chain is located on chromosome 16, while the genes for the non-alpha chains are located on other chromosomes. Thalassemias are a group of inherited blood disorders that affect the body's ability to produce hemoglobin, a protein found in red blood cells that carries oxygen throughout the body. Thalassemias are caused by mutations in the genes that control the production of hemoglobin. In thalassemia, there is a problem with the production of one or more of these protein chains. This leads to a decreased amount of hemoglobin in the red blood cells, which can cause anemia and other health problems. There are 2 main types of thalassemias, alpha and beta. These types are named after the part of the hemoglobin molecule that is affected by the genetic mutation. Alpha thalassemia is caused by mutations in the genes that produce alpha globin, while beta thalassemia is caused by mutations in the genes that produce beta globin. Each type has different subtypes and severity levels. In alpha thalassemia, there is a problem with the production of the alpha globin chain. There are 4 genes for alpha globin, and the severity of the condition depends on how many of these genes are affected. If one gene is affected, the condition is called alpha thalassemia minor or alpha thalassemia trait. If 2 genes are affected, the condition is called alpha thalassemia major, which can be very severe and requires lifelong treatment. Alpha thalassemia has 4 subtypes. 1. Silent carrier. A person has one mutated alpha globin gene, but does not experience any symptoms. 2. Alpha thalassemia trait. A person has 2 mutated alpha globin genes, but typically has mild or no symptoms. 3. Hemoglobin H disease. A person has 3 mutated alpha globin genes and may have moderate to severe anemia. 4. Hydrops fatalis. A person has 4 mutated alpha globin genes and typically dies before or shortly after birth. In beta thalassemia, there is a problem with the production of the beta globin chain. There are 2 genes for beta globin, and the severity of the condition depends on how many of these genes are affected. If one gene is affected, the condition is called beta thalassemia minor or beta thalassemia trait. If both genes are affected, the condition is called beta thalassemia major, also known as Cooley's anemia, which can be very severe and requires lifelong treatment. Beta thalassemia has 2 subtypes. 1. Beta thalassemia minor. A person has one mutated beta globin gene and typically has mild or no symptoms. 2. Beta thalassemia major. A person has 2 mutated beta globin genes and typically has severe anemia that requires regular blood transfusions. The signs and symptoms of thalassemia depend on the type and severity of the condition. Common symptoms include 1. Fatigue and weakness. 2. Pale skin or yellowing of the skin and eyes, jaundice. 3. Shortness of breath. 4. Bone deformities and stunted growth. 5. Enlarged spleen and liver. 6. Abnormal heart rhythm and heart failure. 7. Dark urine. 8. Delayed puberty or infertility. If you or someone you know is experiencing any of these symptoms, it is important to seek medical attention and get tested for thalassemia. Early diagnosis and treatment can improve the quality of life for individuals with thalassemia. The diagnosis and treatment of thalassemias depend on the type and severity of the condition. Diagnosis: Thalassemias can be diagnosed through various blood tests, including a complete blood count, CBC, and hemoglobin electrophoresis. This can help to determine the type and severity of the condition. It's important to note that some people with thalassemia may carry the gene for the condition without exhibiting any symptoms. However, if both parents carry the gene, there is a higher risk of having a child with a more severe form of thalassemia. Genetic counseling can be helpful for people who are carriers of the thalassemia gene and are considering having children. Treatment: The treatment of thalassemias also depends on the type and severity of the condition. In some cases, people with thalassemia may not require any treatment. In more severe cases, treatment may include blood transfusions, iron chelation therapy to remove excess iron from the body, and bone marrow transplants in certain cases. Here are some common treatments for different types of thalassemias. 1. Alpha thalassemia. Treatment for alpha thalassemia may include folic acid supplements, blood transfusions, or bone marrow transplant in severe cases. 2. Beta thalassemia minor. Most people with beta thalassemia minor do not require treatment. 2. However, they may need to monitor their iron levels and avoid iron supplements. 3. Beta thalassemia major. Treatment for beta thalassemia major typically includes regular blood transfusions and chelation therapy to remove excess iron from the body. 3. In some cases, bone marrow transplant may be necessary. 4. Thalassemia intermedia. Treatment for thalassemia intermedia may include folic acid supplements, blood transfusions, or other medications to manage symptoms. It is important to work closely with a healthcare provider to determine the best treatment plan for thalassemia. With proper care and management, people with thalassemia can lead healthy and fulfilling lives. In conclusion, thalassemia is an inherited blood disorder that affects the production of hemoglobin. There are two main types of thalassemia, alpha and beta thalassemia, with varying degrees of severity. Diagnosis is through blood tests and treatment may include blood transfusions, iron chelation therapy, and bone marrow transplants. Genetic counseling is recommended for those who are carriers of the thalassemia gene. Let us all come together to spread awareness about thalassemia, support those who are affected by it, and work towards finding a cure. Thank you for watching, and please comment, subscribe and share this video to help spread awareness about thalassemia.